Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Mine Zealand server. We're now on episode 4. This would be episode 5, but I've had to re-record episode 4 due to, well, I mean, if you've watched episode 3, you'd know that the sound issues that we had are still there. I genuinely thought, this time, yeah, I've got it. It's going to sound good. But nope. Afraid not. So we're back recording what we can. Unfortunately, it does mean that you missed watching me fall off our gold farm repeatedly as I tried to build it. But I've got another project today. I think what we'll do today is... the shack's looking a little bit run down. It's small, I don't use it much, most of my base is underground. I think what we need to do is spruce it up a bit. Give it a bit of zazz, you know. So I'll get some materials together and we'll get started on that. So the plan is to turn the shack into a more modern building, but I've found a flaw with my plan. My texture pack is John Smith Legacy, which makes everything look medieval. So I may have to switch back to the default texture pack for this, which is a bit of a shame, but not horrible. Plus at least I know the other Mine Zealanders are seeing the builds in the same way that I'm seeing them as well. So we'll go from here. We'll just say goodbye to the shack. Already moved all the paintings, chests, everything else out of it, so it's just a case of chopping it all down now. I'll be back once I've finished. We're back and the new apartment building is coming together quite nicely. It's been much easier to build modern builds now in Minecraft since the introduction of concrete. The only downside is it's just whizzing through my resources of sand and gravel, so I might have to go and collect some more, as I've only finished the front facade of the building and I'm pretty much out. Also, this building's turning into a bigger project than I thought, because I'm going to have to clear most of these trees that are around here as well. So I'll be back once that's done. Okay, so I've been playing around with the design. I'm a little happier with how it's looking from all sides now. It's just a case of filling it in, putting in a roof, figuring out what I want the windows to look like, and yeah, then it's just a case of decorating inside. But we'll keep going for now, while I just sort of figure out what it is I want to do. Welcome to the new improved Sunfire Shack, now renamed the Sunfire Studio. So we've used quite a bit of concrete in this, but I'm quite happy with how it's come out. We've got our own little kitchen and bar, dining room, an elevator to the second floor with your bedroom and a lounge as well. So yeah, I'm actually quite pleased with how this has come out. I've never really tried a modern build before, but it's a style I might keep going with. It's nice, I like it. Seeing as we had to get rid of the footage from before on how this was built, it's just a fairly simple structure. Any zombie pigmen that spawn will walk off the side of the portals because there's trapdoors on them, fall into the water, end up coming down to the central chute and falling down here. And we can just basically collect all the drops in here. Doesn't really matter if we aggro a pigman because they're not going to get out of that. The only way that they can come down is here and they can't hit us, so perfectly safe. It's not incredibly efficient, but I mean it does the job for where I am in the game at the moment. I don't need masses of gold for extravagant projects, but yeah, eventually I'll probably switch over to a nether gold farm, which is this huge donut that you sort of build on top of the nether bedrock. But I'm in no rush to do that. I prefer smaller farms like this anyway. If I'm spending 4 or 5 hours building a farm, it's not really a fun game to play then. For me anyway. It depends on the situation. Well, I was saving this for episode 5, but soon as we're re-recording episode 4 now, we'll call this episode 4.5. And I'd like to reveal some of what we're working on at this secret project that I've been mentioning. We have been working, or I and Mystic PS2 have been working on a Oasis of sorts. So we've got a bit of a desert village coming along here that we're working on. I know that Mystic PS2 is building a watchtower over here, which is starting to take shape. We've got, which I thought was a real cool idea, was a hydroponics greenhouse down here for all the crops. And he's been putting in a lot of work with this. It's come along quite a lot since I was last here. As well as all this that Mystic and I have been working on, we've also discovered a abandoned mine shaft underneath our feet here. And luckily we also managed to find another zombie spawner. So we've built a little temple over here, which is going to be connected to the town eventually via a bridge. But you can access the temple, head down to the spawner, and use it as an XP farm as well. There is also a spider spawner, cave spider spawner nearby as well, underneath the zombie spawner, so I'm going to have a little passage that leads from the zombie spawner to the spider spawner. But that is not a project I'm going to be working on today, although I will be wanting to sort that out soon. But yeah. This is the secret project. Basically, because there's such large biomes on this server and people don't really have very good access to sand and other resources like that you kind of need a desert for, I figured it might be a good idea to have a nether passage that leads between spawn base and here, and I wanted to make it look kind of nice and interesting for people should they want to visit. And if any of the other Mine Zealanders do want to visit, I'm more than happy to build a house for them. This is the house that I've built for Mystic PS2. This is my little house, and we've just got a little abode there if someone wants to take that. Oops. And now I'm stuck in a well. Let's get out of here. There we go. So yeah, if somebody wants to take this house, they can do. If they're not happy with it, I can always build a bigger one. So if any of the other Mine Zealanders are watching, feel free to head through the Nether portal near my base and come along and mark out your plot. So the spawner in the temple is pretty much an exact replica of what's over at the Sunfire Studio. Just a little bit fancier. Mystic PS2 obviously collected quite a bit of nether quartz because that's a little bit of my budget, but he was quite keen to put that in. I think it looks good. So I hope you enjoyed our little look at the secret project, the Desert Oasis that we've been working on. And yeah, we've got quite a bit more work to do here, but I'm looking forward to it. It's quite exciting. I think next episode we'll work on that cave spider spawner. I've never built a spider spawner mob farm before, so it could be interesting. I imagine I'll probably get to die a few times, as I'm not a big fan of the cave spiders in this. And yeah, we'll see you next episode. Bye for now.